at this point, the Israelis seem to be shifting their focus away from the nuclear infrastructure to actually regime infrastructure, decapitating the leadership, hitting the state TV, as was mentioned, essentially eliminating the way the regime can communicate with its people in the hope that somehow they may, in fact, precipitate the collapse of the Islamic Republic. Nobody is sure what comes next, but I think from the Israeli government's perspective, whatever comes next is superior to the Islamic Republic that they have been dealing with for the past 46 years or whatever it is. So I think they're looking at the devil that they already deal with and not necessarily look to see what comes after that may be more problematic. From their perspective, I think they will say whatever comes back is better than what's already there.
Israeli policymakers, I believe, understand very well that you cannot decide for other nations who will rule them. But what Israel can do is to weaken the repressive apparatus of the Iranian regime enough to give the people who oppose the regime a chance to do their move. But Israel cannot decide when and how it will happen, nor it can engineer a regime change in Iran. Iran is extremely porous to hostile intelligence activities. And the reason is that the Iranian regime is extremely corrupt. And this plays to Israel's advantage. It's very easy to buy agents in Iran. And also, there are many people who oppose the regime who willingly cooperate with Israel.
Israel versus Iran, it's no longer theater. It's no longer a signaling mechanism as it may have been a year ago. This is now an attempt by Israel to A, take out Iran's nuclear program, and B, potentially remove the regime entirely, or at least weaken it to the point where it falls. That makes it existential for Israel, and they openly say it is, that they cannot allow the regime to remain in place and develop a nuclear weapon. And it's existential for the regime, because if they fear they're going to fall, well, obviously that's the end of the revolution.